Hey guys, welcome back to DVR Diaries. We are on episode 3 and I'm so sorry for the gap between episode 2 and episode 3. I promise I've got so much exciting stuff to tell you in this episode that it was well worth the wait and you'll completely understand why that had to happen. So we left episode 2 on the end of May. I'd done the 3 shows, we'd got the award. It was a great month. But I missed out a bit in that I didn't explain to you. And what that had been was that after the first shows, so Badminton and Royal Windsor... Oh, I need to explain this. I've got my dog and my friend's dog here, and when they play, they are so loud with their like rah, arguing sounds, even though they're actually play fighting, that I thought I'm going to go for the good old headphones, even though they don't really look great. These are the only ones I've got here with the little mic. So I thought this would be better, and then hopefully you're going to get a lot better sound for this one. In the future, obviously, we'll have a whole setup and it will be brilliant. But for now, you get me like this. The reality of a small brand. So yeah, I came back from the shows and I must admit I felt very low. Just because it had been such a high to be at the shows and to be spending full time and effort on my brand and seeing, all the brilliant things that I've had for years, but that, I don't get to experience all the time, which is, customers that were coming back even from like 2019 and saying how brilliant their products are. I had a lovely woman who said she'd bought our bras at Olympia in 2019. She was wearing them 2 to 3 times a week and still loving them. All the comments that really mean something to me, and I think I spoke about it a little bit in the last episode of like people coming back through when you're putting your energy into something, your energy in the right ways. And so I already knew this, but when I got back, I had a day straight on Know the Origin, and then I had a day on DVR, and I was just feeling so... I think because I'd had 2 weeks out on DVR, I just really, for the first time, really noticed what I was having to go through with my brain of pulling it into one brand and then pulling it into another brand, and how draining and difficult that is to keep your energy on a high in all areas and to perform at your best. And so yeah, I did lots of kind of thinking over the day, and I was very emotional. I did loads of crying. And then the next day I actually messaged my boss, who's also my friend, Rachel, and just said about everything that I was feeling, and that I kind of didn't know, how to deal with it, but maybe that I could get support from her, and, just that hopefully I could make it improve. And then Rachel pulled me for a coffee, and she was very much like, I think you just need to go for it with your brand, to be honest. Like, you will always be wondering. And it was like that thing where you've always known something. Like, I did know that I was there and that I've been craving to do my own brand all the time. But it's too scary to actually say. And also because Know the Origin, obviously, if you don't know the story of my work, then do go back and listen to the first episode because I explain it there. Feels like another baby to me that I've built up. Not specifically Know the Origin because obviously, as I explained, Rachel had bought that one, but we were all, obviously for 2 years we were already working on something very similar where we then merged them. And so that has a big place in my heart, and I'm very passionate about that business succeeding as well. And so, but they're both at kind of startup level, so it's very difficult in terms of workload. It's not kind of like you've got big teams in both and it's easier to manage both. It's kind of like you're managing, but you're also doing all of the work for all of the areas too. So it's very full on. And yeah, I think when I came back, I kind of realised how much I was actually doing, which is silly because I should have realised that for years, which I have, but you kind of just struggle on through. And obviously I was thinking that I was putting good things in place by reducing my hours and things like this, but really it's just the level of things that are under your responsibility. That doesn't mean that changes, if that makes sense. Anyway, Rachel had this lovely conversation with me, and I did completely agree, but I spent some time thinking, so I didn't talk about it in the last episode because obviously it was a big decision, and I love the people I work with and everything else too. But I had decided to go full-time on DVR, which is the big news. It's really exciting because for you guys that love the brand as well, it should mean big things happening quicker. We can move things forward quicker and really be the best that we can be. You know, there's so much that I see this brand doing and being, and I just, I mean, considering before May, I was 4 days for 2 years and then 5 days the year before when I was doing my teaching. That's basically 3 years that the brand has had very little attention compared to what it could have. And so that's a long time considering it's only a 5-year-old company. And so I think that, 4 days, when you're doing a 4-day week, 1 day a week, that's actually a whole month. So a month in a week, if I'm full-time on the brand, should be quite exciting. I'm really looking forward to getting my self stuck into it all and seeing where we can take this brand. I love DVR. I know lots and lots of you do. I'm sure you wouldn't be watching if not, unless you're just watching for the business kind of side of things. But it's been terrifying. I'm actually going to put a video into this that has a video that I did when I was really upset. This isn't even part of the DVR Diaries video bit, but I thought I would show you the reality of making big decisions, because I feel like people look at people and they think, God, they just find it easy, and they go and just do all these things in life, and, I get the sort of comments like that, like, whatever. And it's just like, the reality behind it is not, I'm no different to anyone else that's shit scared of trying stuff in life. I'm just doing it. And, just want to show the reality, because it's really easy for people to think that it's water off a duck's back, I think is the word, isn't it? Like, no skin off my back. Like, it is petrifying, Anyone that's doing anything, yes, things get less petrifying the more you do, the more you push yourself. But anything that's going into the unknown is scary, And, I just wanted to capture it because I want to look back on this and remember what a big decision it was for me, and how scary it was. And whatever happens with the business, I will feel proud of myself for taking this step. All the pressures that you don't think about, I have, obviously, as we all do, bills to pay. It feels like you're stepping off a cliff. It's so exciting, but it's so scary, because I'm basically saying, I'm going to go for it now, and, if it doesn't work, I'm going to lose my brand that I care so much about and have held up for all these years. But if I don't go for it, I'll never know, and the brand will never be able to have the energy in it to become what it needs to become, and what I know it can become, and what you guys want it to become. So, I'm going full-time. I actually am on one of my first days, so I finished work on Wednesday this week. So I went on the yoga retreat 2 weeks ago. Then I had a day, I literally got back on the Sunday, I had a day at work for Know the Origin. Then I was straight into Hickstead setups, and we did Hickstead for the week. That finished on Sunday, so packed up Sunday evening, came home, and then been at work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like sorting everything out, ready for the handover. And then today and yesterday have been my first days, and I was going to take days off because obviously I haven't had a day off for 2 weeks, But I was like, if I just do slow days into it, working on some of the bits that I really needed to catch up on, this being one of them, and then I can have my weekend and then start full on Monday. I'm going to be very structured. Morning's going to start. I'm a super early bird, so we've got the dog that needs walking before work. So Tom's going to do that, and I'm going to do yoga and meditation. So if you're not into yoga or meditation especially, is so key. And I've heard loads of people on different these podcasts that I listen to. The Diary of a CEO ones really recommend, as I've spoken about them loads. Lots of people have mentioned meditation, and I always have meditated all my life, but not specifically kind of written it into my day, which I'm now going to do. So, I've been doing it already, but so my morning I'm going to do meditation for half an hour, which sounds like a long time, but it's not when you set your alarm and you're into it. I did it yesterday morning. And then yoga to be moving and look after my body better. And then straight into early work, because I have a brain that works better earlier. And I hear a lot of people say and recommend working. I know it's hard because obviously no one gets to, or lots of people don't get to choose their hours, but working to what works best for you is obviously a good way to be. So I'm going to do that and then finish early. When I say early, like finish at 5, so not work into the evenings, apart from when I have to. I think I'm going to have more work-life balance, even though usually, obviously, people with a small brand have less. I know there will be deadlines and things will come up, which I'm very used to from obviously running the brand around other jobs. But because I've always, for the last 3 years especially, run the brand around other jobs, I actually think I'm going to have more work-life balance, which is so exciting. Lots of time blocking, lots of, very careful planning of my time and energy and focusing on what's most important. I'm going to be as strategic as I can when it comes to that side of things, just as much as I am with the business, because I know that's really important for me. Going to be doing some work with somebody working on the marketing, which is really exciting, doing some work experience, so that means I've got some help in that area, and some other things going on. I won't talk about it all, but I talked about a collaboration in the last video, and talking of choosing kind of priorities, I have actually stepped back from that only because product development takes a lot of time and effort and resource, and at the moment going full-time on the brand, obviously getting the sales in and focusing on DVR's own journey and sales is really key to make sure this business doesn't just go under. If we want it to be here, I need to be pushing that side of everything and pushing the brand out to new people, because I know lots of you that know the brand, you love the products, and I have such trust and belief in that, because our return customer rate is ridiculous. It's nearly 50%, which for anyone that works in business knows that that's amazing. And it is amazing, but it also means you guys love the products and believe in them and want to buy them again. But I need to get out to new customers. I need new people to know about us. So please, anyone that is into the brand, supports what we're doing, wants to see us grow, you're in this journey with us. So many of you are so involved in the brand anyway. Please do share away whatever you can. More than ever before do I need to get people recognising the brand and wanting to support. So that's really exciting. I'm working on our catalogues so we can start working with some retailers. I work with a couple but not many, and I'm going to be very particular because I don't want to spread the brand too thin, which is basically when a brand is in lots and lots and lots of places that it doesn't become so kind of exclusive and it's too almost readily available, if that makes sense. So I am going to be specific, because obviously you don't want to, you want business partnerships to be helpful to everyone. So you don't want to be sat in the wrong place. You don't want to be in a shop that struggles to sell your product, because that's not good for them or you. You know, you want to be in the ones that align really well with you and what you're doing and everything else, and have the right type of customer and all of that sort of thing. So yeah, that's another area of the business that I'm going to be growing, and hopefully it all goes really well, and yeah, we have an exciting future to look forward to. It's weird, I don't know what to expect. I mean, I never kind of had, but obviously it feels very different this time, being like, I can't really get my head around the fact that next week I'm just thinking about DVR. It's kind of overwhelming, I must admit, but it's okay. I'm good at breaking things back down and just focusing on, as people always say, one step in front of another and one step in front of the other, or however they say it, 1 foot in front of the other. And yeah, just keep going. What I would say now that I'm through to where I am is that sometimes when we put things off, like put off difficult decisions or uncomfortable decisions, uncomfortable change, we're not actually putting off discomfort, because we just prolong a different type of discomfort. Because obviously, like, I was uncomfortable with my position and my life balance and everything else, and the little attention that DVR was getting. But I was also uncomfortable to think about, you know, what the reality was of what I could do about it, and having the uncomfortable conversations and everything else, and the uncomfortable change. You know, I'm uncomfortable now, but like, all I can say is, if you are, you know, if you've got anything similar to me going on, then I just highly recommend, you know, really sitting with it and taking those big uncomfortable moves, because you're uncomfortable anyway, kind of thing. So yeah, life's exciting. I actually feel happier not knowing what the next 6 months looks like to knowing what the next 6 months, year looks like. It actually makes me feel nicer, because I don't feel like I just know what life's going to look like, and then it becomes a bit kind of less motivating and exciting. So yeah, here we go. I mean, that is part of, I think, kind of the entrepreneurial way of being, because you kind of need that, otherwise you'd just be petrified. I mean, I am still petrified. But yeah, here we go. I don't think there's anything else to update you on, because that is the biggest thing that's been there happening. We had Hicksted. Hicksted was good. We were actually down on last year though, so it was a bit quieter than last year, but interestingly busier than last year on the Sunday. And yeah, it was great to see loads of you, older and newer faces, lots of you that I know well. Nicole popped in and did that brilliant reel that you can see on our Instagram. She's just amazing. I wonder if, please comment if you are one of the people watching that did the dance exercise or the yoga with us through lockdown, when we did the lives with Nicole. She was so brilliant. She kept us so connected and motivated. And also I was thinking, I remember doing the pub quizzes on a Friday. I don't know if any of you did that with us or remember, but through lockdowns we also did, Nicole and I did it with other people as well, like a pub quiz thing, which was on a live on Instagram, which was so fun as well. So it's really nice to think back to those things. It's crazy how far gone it is, if that makes sense. Also reminding me, wearing my t-shirt, I did my charity donations today, for DVR from the charity teas, so that was really nice. I'm going to do a post on that. So yeah, I can't remember the exact figures, but being a small business, they're only small amounts, but it's still more than it would have been, and it's brilliant to donate to charities that I really care about. So we donate, for those that don't know, the Inhale, Courage, Exhale, Fear teas go to the Cystic Fibrosis Trust, linked with Nicole having cystic fibrosis. The Riding the Revolution teas £3 goes to the Ebony Horse Club in Brixton, which is an amazing place. I'm very keen to do more with them. And the Cool Ridings Association, which is the one that Lydia Hayward runs, and it's a collaboration with her, the t-shirt. And they're both organic cotton, super soft, lovely, comfortable t-shirts to wear, and great to be supporting these amazing charities too. Very keen to open up more on the Tees for Charity, Tees for Change collection and focus on some more charities. So do comment if there's certain charities that you think we should be supporting. I personally support another charity called Prince Fluffy Kareem, which is based in Egypt. And their work, if you haven't seen it already, is incredible. So do have a look there. So yeah, I'd love to do something for them as well. But yeah, let me know if there's any charities that you think are doing great things that I might not have maybe come across, or just charities that you love. And yeah, let's make big changes with the business. I'm so excited. If we can make this happen, then I know we can change the world for good in so many ways. And I want to bring so many exciting products to you guys. And yeah, there's just so much. There's so much in my head. There's so much I'd love us to do. Events, yeah, I just think we're such a brilliant community and you're all amazing. And I just feel like DVR has so much to offer, and hopefully it will all happen over time. So yeah, that's our big news. And I will be on it with these videos because now that I'm full-time, it's going to be a lot easier to be. And what I'm going to try and do is start capturing bits of what we're doing, like little videos to go into the video. So it's not just me talking, because I think that would be really fun for you guys to see what we get up to and things like that. So I will try and do a lot more of that, more like vlogs actually through the days of doing different things. I mean, today this kind of is it because I have been sat outside, but it's quite windy. But I'm just working on my laptop today. So no fun really, things to kind of see and everything, but they will be coming. So yeah, there we go. I look forward to seeing you next week, and thank you so much for watching and for all your support. It really does mean the world, more than ever now. Here we go.